Hello, guys. Good day. This is Anna of Reinforce Me Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. Today, we are going to talk about Warren Buffett's productivity secret, and that is the power of saying no. Absolutely no. Nada. Warren Buffett, as we have known, other than the fact that he is a billionaire, he is also famous for his approach to prioritization and productivity, including the strategy of saying no. Well, saying no could be crucial to some people because we all want it to be useful in any ways that we can. This is actually crucial in a way that we if we only knew what really matters to us and we do anything to manage our time in order to stay focused on that and those priorities, there could be a lot of tremendous changes in our life. I'm talking about positive changes. Now, saying no will help us focus on those positive changes, which we could possibly do by ourselves, by starting on ourselves, our own priorities. Now, understanding Buffett's method of saying no, it only means that you focus on your core priorities. You dedicate your time and energy on priorities which is vital for your growth, health, personal development by saying no to distractions. So you focus on all those critical tasks which has something to do with your growth, could be your health or relationships that will lead to success in those areas and eliminate distractions. No parties. We could party maybe 1 or 2 hours on weekend. So limit distractions or just definitely say no to it. It's not important anyway because what is important to you could not be important to other people. And what is important to you could be your health, your family, and your empire, building your empire. And when you know how to say no to people, you will have the opportunity to avoid overcommitment and ensures time is spent on high value activities. You know, time is a finite resource, and that is why, other than Warren Buffett, we have to fiercely protect it at all cost. Time is life. Time is money, but definitely time is life. Because if we don't have time, it means that we're done. We have no opportunities to grow. We're done. We're signed off from this planet. Now, another thing is that when you learn to say no, instead of instead of jumping on those short-term gains or immediate gratification, saying no allows you to focus on long-term goals and sustainable success to the point that you will always allot time or spare time to be consistently doing those important tasks which has something to do with your goals, your personal development, your health, your relationship, your family, anything that makes you happy. And we all know people are different. And that is why what's good for you could not be good for some of your friends. And just it is what it is. Now, how can we apply the no method, saying no on our daily activities? Now, the first thing you can do is to identify your top priorities. So make a list of your goals and tasks and rank them in order of importance. Like, for example, you have top 10 things to do in a day. Focus only on those 3 to 5 items that aligns with your long-term objectives. Like, for example, for me, I have a lot of things to do. I must cook, I must clean, wash my clothes, go to the go to the shopping center for groceries. But other than that, my top 3 priorities are to make content, work out, and read. That's all. That is the most important thing to me, to feed my mind, my body, and my brain. making contents make me feel that I am useful to the community, to this world, and that is my contribution, and that is important to me. So, other than the things like doing the household chores, making time with your partner, or going to the groceries, there are a lot of things to do. But just as long as I can able to do the top three, and I'll be happy enough to do the other stuff, which are less important. So, I only have top three because long term, building content helps me build a community in the long run, and that will help me learn over time in the long term. That will also help me grow professionally, personally. Exercise, because I love myself. I promise to take good care of myself, and I do workouts. Read, read just to feed my brain, to learn something new, to update my knowledge. So just top three, other than less important stuff. But no, I have to do it, but not necessarily that I have to accomplish it. These are some stuff which can be done tomorrow or any time in the day, even tonight. Now, the second thing that you can do to apply the say no method daily is evaluate requests and opportunities. Like, for example, before agreeing to new commitments, evaluate their impact on your primary goals. Ask yourself if this aligns with your top priorities. You can also make your own criteria. Does this have something to do with my character? Can I grow myself when I join this new commitment, this new project? Can I able to grow, career wise? Can I able to learn from these people who are smarter than me, or are they going to teach me something better than what I've learned right now, what I have right now? So develop criteria for what you say yes to, such as those stuff or people or project which has alignment with your goals, potential for growth, or personal value. Another thing, number 3, practice polite refusals. Be direct but courteous. Learn to say no respectfully and clearly. For example, I appreciate the offer, but I need to focus on my current projects because that project proposal has nothing to do with your career goals, your personal goals. It might gonna eat up your time. You might not gonna have more time. You might not gonna have time with your family because as the consequence of accepting a new project. So learn to say no to that politely and respectfully. When appropriate, suggest alternative solutions or defer to a later time when you have more capacity. So you might want to say no at the moment and tell them that you can think about it, or you can commit to it after 3 months, after 6 months, or by the time when you finish your current project, which is solely important to you because you've already committed to it. Number 4, create boundaries. Set limits. Establish clear boundaries for your time. For example, set specific hours for deep work, meeting, and personal time. So deep work, like for example, by the time you arrive in the office at 7:30, then you can just grab your coffee and listen to music. But by the time that when 9 o'clock starts, you might want to focus you might want to focus your attention on your project from 9 to 12. No interruptions, no phones, no phone calls, no chit chat. Just focus on finishing your project, which is in front of you. I'm speaking about those people who are working from 9 to 5. Deep work, no interruptions, no social media. Just do your job from 9 to 12 noon. 10, 11, 12. It's just 3 hours anyway. Deep work. And when you do deep work, though, you can finish a task, loads of tasks, by like 100% focus in just 3 hours. You can achieve multiple tasks without without interruptions, without diverting your attention to other people's whatever they have, demands that they have. No disturbance. And that is absolutely saying no to distractions. You might want to consider putting on your headphones while you're working on your project, or just close your office in that period of time, because that is your deep work time. Now, communicate clearly though. Let others know your boundaries. For instance, inform your colleagues of your availability and preferred times for meeting. So, if 9 o'clock, 9 to 12 noon is your deep work time, and then you can have lunch from 12 noon to half 12, or 12 noon to 1 o'clock in the afternoon, then from 1 o'clock to 2 p.m., you might be open enough to attend your colleagues or teammates to approach you, whatever concerns they have. So that is building boundaries and communicate your needs. Communicate your, how do you call that? Communicate your boundaries. Boundaries are also needs. And when you are, when you are happy enough to say no, then you would be absolutely happy to reap the fruit of your boundaries, because you have outputs that you can present to your teammates. You finish this, you finish that because of your deep work from 9 to 12 noon. Then you are open for them from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for suggestions or meetings, whatever, things which are less important, less important tasks compared to those tasks that you do on your deep work period. Now, number 5, learn to delegate and outsource. So identify those tasks that can be delegated to or outsourced. This allows you to focus on high priority activities. You can also, which is also, I would also say it's essential to trust your team. Trust your team, or trust your team as well as those outsourced partners to take good care of you. You take good care of each other. This is teamwork. And that the reason why you delegate those tasks, you hire them, you team up with these people, because you can focus on on the projects, on your responsibilities that is solely assigned to you as a teammate. Well, as a teammate, as one working on one goal, you can solely focus on your project, and they can take care of their whatever projects assigned to them. Although you all have the same goal, that is to help the company succeed. Now, teamwork and trusting your team empowers them to take ownership of their responsibilities, tasks, including yourself. Since you are accountable, you are confident that you can do this task. That that thing alone will reflect your dealings with your teammates. Number 6, schedule time for reflection. Schedule regular times to reflect on your commitments and how well you adhere to your priorities. Adjust your approach based on these reflections, ensuring continuous alignments with your goals. So, when you know that you are not 100% today, you have some interruptions, in a way that you entertain some chit chats while you're doing your deep work, and then you caught yourself during your reflection time, you might want to improve it the following day. Look, nobody is perfect, but as a human being, we always have an opportunity to improve. Now, other examples in the work context. If you are asked to join a project or meeting that does not align with your key responsibilities, you might want to politely decline and explain your current focus. So anything that has nothing to do with your responsibility at the moment, because as as because you know well that time is life, time is a finite resource. So you don't want to sacrifice the time with your family in order to do that projects that has been given to you. So learn to refuse and focus on your current project, current responsibilities. Another thing is in terms of personal life, talking about the social events and activities that don't contribute to your individual goals, to your well-being, like party, drinking sessions, after work, or it could be party sessions on weekends, if it has nothing to do with your goals. But if you go to that party in order to network, then that could be important. But it doesn't mean that you go into that party regularly. But if it has something to do with your long term goal, then grab the opportunity to network in that meetups or party. Say no graciously and prioritize activities that rejuvenate or bring you closer to your objectives. And in terms of email and communication, limit the time spent on emails and messages by setting specific times to check them. Like, for example, when you finish all the important stuff to do, if you're working on a 9 to 5 job, you might want to entertain these emails and communication by, it could be 3 to 4 o'clock before you go home, or 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon for half an hour or 30 minutes, 2 o'clock, 2 p.m. to 2:30, just for emails and responses. And respond to those emails and communications in the chats. Now, saying no is also beneficial in the most part. And I would personally say, since I've already grown up, I'm almost 40, and I'm proud to say that, saying no makes a lot of sense. It helps you save time and energy and increases your focus. When you say no to this, no to that, because you have something to do there, you're focusing in this one single task, which you are committed to do for the rest of your life, then it means that when you say no, you just eliminate distractions and concentrate on what truly matters to you. Another thing is that when you learn to say no, it reduces your stress. You don't have to satisfy those people who requested you to do this and that, who tells you to do this and that. You don't have to satisfy them. Just say no. And that absolutely reduces your stress. And when you also learn to say no, it means that you have fewer tasks, which allows you to deliver high quality results on those tasks. And lastly, when you learn how to say no to those non-essential commitments, it helps you maintain a healthier work-life balancing, giving you more time for your personal interests and relationships. Now, by applying this saying no methods, shall I say saying no method, which is proven and tested by Warren Buffett, you can better manage your time, focus on your important goals, and achieve tremendous success and fulfillment in your professional and personal life. Now, if you ever love this episode today, you can follow me in Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Amazon Podcast. This is Anne, by the way, of Reinforcement Club, your fellow positive reinforcer. I do appreciate your time and have a lovely day ahead. Thank you very much from the bottom of my heart.